A three-day photo exhibition titled Chitro Gatai Sogata was held recently, marking the 40th death anniversary of Father of the Nation Bangga Bandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman at the South Plaza of Chatia, Sangsadin, Bangladesh. The function was dedicated to the new generation. Quoting some words from Bangga Bandhu's historic 7th March speech, Sheikh Hasina, the eldest daughter of the Father of the Nation and Prime Minister, said Bengalis have stood upright, keeping their heads high, overcoming all the barriers. The Prime Minister witnessed the country's renowned artist Shahabuddin Ahmad painting a live portrait of Bangga Bandhu at the South Plaza. Later, thousands of people went round the exhibition. Another cat has been appointed to succeed a popular feline station master that died in June at the age of 16. The previous station master, Tama, attracted tourists from across Japan to the struggling local railway and community. Wakayama Electric Railway last week issued a letter of appointment naming Nitama as the new station master of Kishi Station in Wakayama Prefecture. The 5-year-old cat had been the deputy station master under Tama. Ni means two in Japanese. The railway company also unveiled a small shrine dedicated to Tama near her favorite cherry tree. A bronze statue of Tama wearing a station master's cap and raising a paw has been placed there. Akio Hamaguchi represents a group that is campaigning to save the Kishigawa line from closure. Hamaguchi says Nitama is encouraging the group's members with her youthful vigor. Visitors to a famous temple in the seaside city of Kamakura, south of Tokyo, are enjoying illuminated evening strolls. The buildings and grounds of Hasidera Temple were softly lit up on Saturday night. Visitors walked around holding LED light lanterns that shift between 7 different colors. One visitor said she loved the scenery with soft lantern lights. She said it left her with a wonderful memory. It was the first event of its kind at Hasidera. One of the organizers said he wants visitors to immerse themselves in the nighttime atmosphere of the temple. The event will be held every evening from sundown to around 8 p.m. It will run until August 30th. Iran and UK's embassies in Tehran and London were reopened last Sunday in a ceremony attended by Iranian and UK Foreign Ministry officials. In the reopening ceremony of Iran Embassy in London, Iran's charge d'affaires to London, Mohammad Hassan Habibullah Zadeh, a number of British and Iranian guests, members of Iran-UK parliamentary friendship groups and heads of Iranian institutes based in London were present. The reopening of Iran's embassy in London coincided with reopening of UK embassy in Tehran and the presence of British Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond. Present at the ceremony, Lord Norman Lamont, President of Britain-Iran Chamber of Commerce, welcomed the reopening of British embassy and said that this will lead to improved economic relations between the two countries.
Absolutely delighted to be here today. The reopening of the embassy on a full basis is something that many of us have been wanting for a long period of time. And of course I profoundly welcome the fact that Philip Hammond, our Foreign Secretary, is in Tehran today at a similar ceremony in parallel with this. I was invited to go to Tehran and to be there, but for various practical reasons I couldn't. And then of course it dawned on me that it was just as important and just as big an occasion to be here in London at the reopening, and the reopening on a full basis of the embassy here. That is just as important.
British Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond reopened the UK embassy in Tehran in a symbolic ceremony marking improvement of mutual ties between the two countries.
In terms of regional and international peace and stability, and that is the ultimate purpose of all diplomacy.
Hammond attended the reopening ceremony shortly after his arrival to Tehran at the embassy's garden with Ajay Sharma, the new charge d'affaires who will be Britain's top diplomat in Tehran. Hammond also raised the UK flag at the garden of the diplomatic residence following 4 years of severed diplomatic relations. The UK embassy in Tehran was closed in 2011 and level of diplomatic relations lowered to non-resident chargé d'affaires in both countries. The first section of Asia's longest water conveyance tunnel opened recently in Hanzhong City, northwest China's Shanxi province. The tunnel is 2,025 meters deep and 98.3 kilometers long. It is the longest in Asia and second longest in the world. It runs through the Qinglin mountain range, the dividing line between the south and north of China. It is built to divert water from Hanjing River to the Guangzhou area of the central plains of Shanxi province. It will transfer 1.5 billion cubic meters of water each year, well meeting the water demand by the 23.48 million people and the local industries. With an investment of nearly 12 billion yuan, the project started in December 2011 and is scheduled for completion in the middle of 2018. As the Chinese blockbuster Monkey King broke box office records, raking in more than 618 million yuan, it appears people's passions for China-made animation movies have been reignited. With more local and international talents joining the industry and a more mature financial environment, more local studios are chasing their dream to become the next Pixar or DreamWorks. The girl needs 300,000 strands of animated hair, almost 3 times more than a real-life girl, to make this swing appear more real. That's just one of the fun parts of computer-generated imagery animation. Computers are a necessity, but the believability and acting still come first. The animators themselves are cast like performers, and in this dream-making industry, Hollywood will no longer play the dominant role. On a visit to Light Chaser Studio in a Beijing suburb, Yu Zhu, the founder of this 3-year-old Chinese company, said that they keep learning from Pixar and DreamWorks. But they don't see them as competitors as the market is large enough.
I think this audience, they are so keen on watching more and more animation films. Kind of just demand and the supply. The supply is really short of all the demand.
Zhu said in China you can find capital, artists and even the most cutting-edge animation technology, but the toughest part is management. In the CGI industry, studios follow a step-by-step integrated system, allowing everyone to build off one another's work, what's called a production pipeline. Liu Lu, an industry veteran, worked for Pixar for many years. His job there is to build a powerful management system so that this 150-person team can work together.
We must understand the habit for the local artists, because there's difference for the users from different countries. For example, in the States, the experienced artists do their works without any user interface, but here we need to provide the nice interface to help the artists to doing their work quickly.
More international talents have been attracted back to China, looking for new opportunities that are hard to come by in the well-established Hollywood ecosystem.
The biggest difference is here, everything happens very fast. From the solution upper level management to the artist work on daily round. If I want something to change, it happens in hours, not like at DreamWorks, it happens weeks or days or weeks.
In China, we haven't built up an industry in animation. Really, you need to be very patient.
In the US, animations can take up to 15% of movies' market share. This compares to only 5% in China. But more local studios are joining the competition and want to grab a slice of the growing pie. They plan to take advantage of their international experience as well as local talents and Chinese creativity. A It's that time of the year again when you see Mother Earth in utter bliss, suns that population menace adorned with lush spurt of rains. Yes, monsoon has dawned, and if you thought landslides and cloudbursts would display spoil spot to your travel plans, then think again, because monsoon is proving to be the most appropriate time to venture out and experience monsoon in its full glory. According to the Tourism Ministry, foreign tourism arrival during June 2015 was 5.13 lakh, thus witnessing an upsurge of 1.8%. This has ushered in foreign exchange earnings of 8,951 crore rupees.
Weather is very good, pollution at the lowest, and traditionally it has been a very slack period. Hotels, airlines, availability of ticket is not only very cheap but in abundance available. So people are attracted for this period to go on tourism.
Travel agencies, airlines and hotels churn out cost-effective packages to ensure that monsoon season too is waxed as a favorable season for hospitality industry. Coorg in Karnataka, Udaipur and Mount Abu in Rajasthan, Lonavala, Mahabeleshwar and Mathran in Maharashtra, Darjeeling in West Bengal, Shillong and Cherrapunji in Meghalaya, Mussoorie, Kasoli in the Uttarakhand, Leh in Ladakh and Port Blair in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the tourist havens for the season.
Rainy season is always having a offer. At least 25 to 30 to 40, 50% offers are there.
Though there are concerns of poor mobile connectivity, power cuts and weak road networks during monsoon, the industry is making efforts to ensure that these killjoys are short-lived. Grown-ups and children alike are charmed by an amazing parrot that can mimic spoken words. A zookeeper said when the bird is in a good mood, its pronunciation is very precise, like a native speaker. Children watch how a crane catches a mudfish out of the water. They even get to touch Hercules beetles and stag beetles rarely found in urban areas. The children cringe at first, but end up growing far more familiar after touching and observing them at this interactive event. The most sought-after animal in the zoo is none other than the tiger. These children can't take their eyes off the majestic animal. Huang Si-hyung, a visitor, said the animal looks scary, but he wants to feed it. Their fun-filled stay continues after the zoo closes down for the night after sunset. Visitors grow oblivious to the summer heat as they watch an amazing magic show performed by the zookeepers at a campground located in the middle of the zoo. Summer nights spent at a zoo away from the stuffy city will long be remembered in these children's hearts.